Bill Maher just said something so outrageous on his show that even his leftist audience and his guests were absolutely stunned at what Bill Maher said over on Real Time with Bill Maher on live television. He's saying these things. He doesn't even care anymore. This tweet here is from Sovereign Bra. It says, Bill Maher said the quiet part out loud about abortion. I scold the left when they say they just hate women. They don't hate women. They think it's murder. And it kind of is. I'm just okay with that. I am. There's 8 billion people in the world. I'm sorry. We won't miss you. It's rare to see a leftist be this honest about it. Leftists play all these manipulative word games in an attempt to constantly reframe the conversation and avoid the fact that abortion is murder. But deep down, they all know that it is. So let's check out this clip here of Bill Maher saying these just outrageous statements, and then we'll check out a couple more clips afterwards. So outrageous that even his leftist audience were shocked. They were absolutely stunned at what Bill Maher was saying here.
Europe, for example, by comparison, the 60 countries of Europe. Actually, there are many countries in Europe where it's completely illegal to have an abortion. Poland, Malta, places like Andorra, so, and if you look at Germany and France and countries like that, it can be 10, 12 weeks is the term limit that you're allowed to have an abortion legally. So America is not such an outlier. If it does go to the States, I think a lot of Americans on the left do think that this is somehow a really unique American problem or an issue that only pertains to them in terms of the legality of abortions. Actually, comparative to Europe, it's not massively dissimilar.
But the thing that's crazy is at a time when America is facing so many huge geopolitical threats, where there's a huge tech revolution going on, where the economy is faced with all kinds of challenges, the idea that you're fighting an election around this issue seems to be, just strange.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
Back to the 19th century.
Well, not if you believe it's murder. That's why I don't understand the 15-week thing. Or the Trump's plan is, let's leave it to the states. You mean, so killing babies is okay in some states? Like, I can respect the absolutist position. I really can. I scold the left on when they say, oh, you know what? They just hate women. People who aren't pro-life, pro-choice. They don't hate women. They just made that up. They think it's murder. And it kind of is. I'm just okay with that. I am. I mean.
Absolutely insane. Like, I've heard him actually say this before, but not on his Real Time with Bill Maher show. He said that in his podcast, I think with Jillian Michaels or someone, but just absolutely nuts that Bill Maher is open about being okay with literally murdering babies. Like, does he not understand how insane this makes him sound? And once again, let's replay this. Listen to the audience's reaction, right? Like when the lady was talking, they started applauding, like they're there and they're vocal, but they are stunned whenever Bill Maher says that on live television.
I think it's murder, and it kind of is. I'm just okay with that. I am. I mean,
absolutely silent.
There's 8 billion people in the world. I'm sorry, we won't miss you. That's my position on it. What?
That's quite harsh, Bill.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not
Is
sure
that not your position if you're pro-choice?
Isn't that mainly because you don't like children? I mean,
yeah,
no,
exactly.
no. I mean, but if you are, you said you're pro-choice. That's your position too.
No, it's not. I mean, I would hope it's not. I would hope that these people like Piers Morgan and all the other like wokies that are pro-abortion, I would hope they don't all think it's murder. I would hope that they're just misled and they think that it's not. But maybe this is just the leftist opinion that Bill Maher accidentally said out loud. Like maybe they all do think it is just killing babies and they're cool with it. It's like Bill Maher saying that we won't miss you because there's 8 billion people in the world. I mean, that's not really the point. Like, obviously we're not missing all the people that die every day. Like we're not missing them, but to not even give an innocent child the chance to live, who knows what they would do for the world, and who cares if they do anything for the world at all? They should still have the opportunity to live, in my opinion. But even in Bill Maher's case, where he's saying, we won't miss you, there's 8 billion people in the world. How do you know? How do you know that this person isn't going to be, the next great inventor who takes society to a new level? Like, we don't even know. And you're not even going to give them the chance of life. That's a wild state. That's a wildly privileged statement. That's how a lot of these people are, like Bill Maher and Whoopi Goldberg and all the ladies on The View. They all come from such a place of privilege, so much so that they're saying, yeah, we know killing babies is murder. Like, we know abortion is murder. I just don't care. It's like, okay, well, if you're not going to draw the line at killing babies, I mean, where can the line possibly be drawn? Like, if you know that it's murder, why do babies why do babies deserve that treatment? An unborn couldn't have possibly committed a crime or anything yet, couldn't have hurt anyone's feelings yet, but it's fine to murder them. Why is it not fine to murder like the people, the panelists on your show? I'm sure that they would Bill Maher would say no if someone tried to murder them. He would probably call security or maybe even step in and try to save them himself. But when it comes to innocent babies, that's just totally fine. Does he not understand just how nutty that is? Bill Maher and Piers Morgan and also William Shatner and Gillian Tett, I guess who this is, also got into a couple of other very, very interesting conversations that kind of exposed their viewpoints on certain things and definitely got some reactions out of the audience. So let's check out these couple of clips here from Real Time with Bill Maher.
Absolutely. I think it's a great idea because actually all the evidence shows that you get a much fairer system with SATs compared to the alternative.
It was crazy to get rid of them to begin with, was it not?
Absolutely.
Why did they?
Because they were trying to use other ways to get more diversity.
I've got two grandchildren that are trying to get into college. It's ridiculous.
No,
it's ridiculous.
The whole system of college administration is ridiculous.
The short answer is after 2020 and the George Floyd murder, America never reacts, it only overreacts. And that was one of the overreactions was, as you said, in the name of diversity, let's get rid of testing. If blacks don't do as well as whites on this, we get rid of and it's not helping anybody.
Well, it just promotes a mediocrity rather than saluting and embracing excellence. And the moment
that's a really good point.
Then you think, as a country, if you go down that road, that way ruin lies. You know, the countries that you're competing with do not do that. You think in China they do this? Of course they don't.
But let's get real. The other issue, the huge issue, perhaps the worst issue of all, is legacy. And that's what really skews the system. And so it's an overreaction against legacy. And
you're talking about legacy admissions?
Yes, legacy
Of course,
admissions.
that should go too.
Absolutely.
I think they're starting to do that finally, yes. If you're some rich asshole whose father bought and your father's name is on a building, I mean, you got into that school, and probably a lot less than that got you into schools. Legacy, I think for a long time, they didn't even try to hide it. I mean, and of course, that's just as wrong. Okay. Bill, do you think the government is hiding?
I don't understand how they can have such common sense, like Piers Morgan and Bill Maher can have such common sense thoughts on something like that goes against the left and goes against what the woke cult wants. And then when it comes to something as outrageous as how they view the abortion issue, he's just totally fine with saying just insane things such as, I don't think they hate women. I just think they think it's murder. And I do too, but I support it. It's like, what? Like, let me know in the comments, guys. Am I the one that's crazy here? Am I the one that's overreacting? In my opinion, that is an absolutely insane statement to make. Because like I said earlier, where is the line drawn? If the line isn't drawn at killing innocent babies who, like I said, could not have possibly hurt anyone's feelings, couldn't have hurt anything on earth, couldn't have committed a single crime, not even sinned in the eyes of, Christians and religious people. He couldn't have even sinned yet. Like, why are they the ones that get that kind of treatment? Where, yeah, it's murder, but I'm cool with it. Why are they the ones, of all people, instead of the ones who have hurt people's feelings and committed crimes and sinned and everything like that? Bill Maher is against the murder of those people, but not against the murder of innocent children who couldn't have possibly had the chance yet, a fair shake at seeing if they would hurt people's feelings and commit crimes and all these things. Like, I just don't understand how he can so confidently say something like that. It's insane to me. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking about these Bill Maher clips here. That was one of the few times that I've ever seen Bill Maher's audience go completely silent and just were completely stunned. And if you listen really closely, if you turn up the audio on it, you can hear some of them start to gasp and be like, I can't believe you just said that. Like, it's just insane. Like, not only did Bill Maher stun his audience, he stunned his co-host, his panelist, with Piers Morgan and the other girl. They were both like, dude, that's pretty dark. And Piers Morgan, of course, like, tried to deflect with comedy and bring the mood back up because they're trying to entertain people. But I mean, that's dark, dude. That is an insane statement. Anyway, let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments about this Bill Maher clip. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and hope to see you guys on the next one.